fall-like week here temperature-wise. So here's Chicago. Our average is 50 for our high, and we'll be close to it. A little below today and tomorrow. We get to average on Wednesday, a little below on Thursday, and then actually above average by Friday. So it's pretty normal actually to be a little bit above and below. Nobody's ever just exactly average. Here's a look at the pattern going into this week. So yes, we're a little cool to start like we've seen over the Northeast this weekend, but things sort of balance out as we see our jet stream take more of a zonal pattern. So temperatures right now in the 20s and 30s. We're going to see highs today in the mid-40s pretty much everywhere. Again, not that far from average, close to it. Tonight, temperatures dipping down to about the freezing mark in Chicago. And then by tomorrow, again, we're a smidge below average, but not much below. So this won't be any, I think, big notable temperature week. You got to watch the systems coming through, which we'll talk about, because midweek we got one coming through. End of the week, we got another one coming through. And really, the temperature is going to help decide what kind of precip you get here. And Steph, it actually could be
records. We shattered them.
Yes.
Over the weekend.
We did, and we set some records that haven't been set in a long time. So first of all, we had about 3 dozen record lows that were set this last Saturday morning. And for a place like D.C., we haven't set a record low in the month of November in 41 years. So it was significant, the fact that we actually just set a record. The numbers were cold, 23 in Boston. We were down to Pittsburgh, 17 degrees. And again, we tied that record in D.C. New York City, too, actually set back-to-back records both Friday and Saturday morning. And that was the first time that's happened in 23 years. So yeah, it's been notable. 29 degrees, but as Steph talked about, with the sun, it wasn't quite as bad as these numbers might make you think. Gosh, nothing worse than a Monday than rain on a Monday, right? And that's what we're getting. Heading off to the airport this morning, there will be some delays. You saw those scenes in the Northeast. It's not necessarily the rain that actually causes the delay, but the low clouds, and we've got that hanging on for a while into the north and east. So that's going to be one area to watch. The Northwest actually expecting delays today in Seattle. We have quite the windstorm that is literally blowing in here today, so get ready for that. Boston, moderate delays for you. Newark expected. Baltimore, at least some. Raleigh, you've got the chance for some delays as well with those low clouds this morning. And then Seattle, wind and rain, Steph, here. And then that sort of sets the stage for the next couple of systems this week. I mean, we may get thunderstorms out of that with the warm up ahead of it. You know, we often focus this time of year if you're cold enough to snow. Well, how about warm enough to get thunder? That's going to be something we look at. Boston, for us right now, it's a murky, rainy day. So don't worry about your right now weather when you think ahead to the rest of the week. We got to look ahead to temperatures and what kind of type of moisture or precipitation you're going to get. So here is a look at your midweek. This is Thursday night. So again, first system comes through. That one's a pretty weak one. This is that second system Steph was talking about. There could be a wintry mix up here across northern parts of Minnesota and Wisconsin. Then on Friday, that pushes east. Ahead of it, there's going to be enough warm air and dew points are coming back that we could see thunderstorms. It's possible we even see severe weather. Shear is medium, lift is medium, instability is medium, moisture is low, but I think there might be enough. So don't be surprised if in November you get some rumbles of thunder. That could happen into Friday. Then by Friday night, the system pushes into the Northeast, and now your temperatures really matter up here because we may get freezing rain. That is a real possibility considering it's overnight. The timing is tough. Looking at that risk for freezing rain lingering into Saturday as well. Boston, maybe not you per se, but in the Mass Pike, traveling. We are getting into holiday travel starting this weekend, so get ready for a tough travel forecast. The rainfall could be heavy at times, 1 to 2 inches, especially across parts of the Midwest, about an inch across the east. And when we look at Chicago, it's warm enough that it's rain and actually possibly thunderstorms, but a place like Burlington, Vermont, we've got the chance for icy conditions. Travelers, heads up, coming up on Saturday.
All right, Chris, thanks for that. It's far too early in the season to start thinking about ice skating on a frozen pond or lake.
This guy found that out the hard way. Take a look. And they did evacuate everyone, I believe, there at one point. All right, so let's take a look at the tropics right now. We do have much quieter conditions in the Caribbean, although there's some showers around. So we'll talk about that. Invest 94E in the Eastern Pacific, and we have Invest 96L in the Atlantic. In case you missed it this weekend, this popped up as an Invest over here near the Azores. So this is spinning around. You can see it right here. It could be tropical or subtropical, and you can see the center of circulation, some thunderstorm activity on the northern side of it. You also can see this, which is a front, so that's not too far away. And I think pretty classic situation for November, right? You will typically see a much different situation in the Atlantic. It's not just all pure tropical. It has a 50% chance of developing within the next 5 days. And if you are planning on vacationing in the Azores, there are going to be some additional showers and storms in the next 5 days as well. That's a 5-day potential area. You look back to the month of November, storms do form in November, and that's well outside of the traditional area, which is back over towards the middle Atlantic and closer to home. All right, let's go closer to home and talk about the storms tracking across the nation this week.